fame. Paid attention how you change. You know that I never change. Know that you ain't feeling my pain. Yeah. 2016, I got locked in.
We don't need no cameraman. If Kavis ain't shooting that bitch, that shit getting shot.
What it do, it's your boy Kavis TV, man. We back with another video. We back with another reaction video. And today's video, the title is, You'll Never Look at Shaquan Barkley the Same. Y'all know that boy rushing for 2,000 some yards on his way to the, in the Super Bowl. Got to play against the Chiefs. I hope them boys win. That's what I'm going for. I ain't gonna lie, that's what I'm going for. Y'all comment down below who y'all going for. Hey, maybe we can put a bet on it. Yeah, maybe we can put a bet on it. Y'all let me know. Just tap in. Follow your boy, let me know what's up, man. Put a little bet, put a little side bet. I got the Chiefs. Oh, not Chiefs. I got the Eagles to win, man. Fuck the Chiefs. I got the Eagles to win. But nah, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, I am Kavis. Go get my brother merch. Well, my brother clothing brand. We're gonna say it like that. Go get my brother clothing brand. Killer clothing, man. But new to the video, man. Let's get into it.
He was a boxing kid with asthma. All signs pointed to him delivering knockouts in the ring. So how did Shaquan Barkley instead wind up as one of the best running backs ever?
Moves right here, makes the first guy miss. The spin move at the last second, and then what cheeky.
That right there is still nasty to me to this day. Nastiest I ever seen to this day.
What is that?
Finally away from the miserable Giants, we are now truly witnessing Shaquan's greatness. He's already cemented himself in Philadelphia history. He might soon break a 40-year-old all-time NFL record, but his rise to dominance is one that probably never would have happened if not for a couple key moments in his life. Shaquan Barkley was always supposed to be a great athlete, ever since he was a child, but it was in boxing where his family genes lay. What set him on the path to football was a sudden realization that hit him like a ton of bricks. Shaquan was raised to be a fighter, and in a great fighting city, the Bronx. His dad, Elibe Barkley, was a Golden Gloves boxer in the borough, and his great-uncle, Aran Barkley, was the former middleweight and super middleweight boxing champion of the world, twice defeating Hall of Famer Thomas Hearns. Boxing was in his blood, and his dad pushed him further into the sport, but Barkley always had a love for football. His parents used to take him, his 3 brothers, and 2 sisters to Jets games where Shaquan could watch his hero in the backfield, Curtis Martin. As much as Shaquan seemed like he was going to be a star athlete, he had asthma issues, which the poor air quality in New York worsened. His parents always had to carry an emergency inhaler with them. Eventually, the family moved to Pennsylvania for a better life and to help with Shaquan's breathing issues. It wouldn't be the first time a move from New York to Pennsylvania was good for Shaquan. Although the fresh air helped, the family soon hit hard times and lost their home. They were homeless for around 8 months while Shaquan was in elementary school. 8 months. They leaned on family and friends to make it through. Later on, when Shaquan was 10 years old, his dad took him to box another kid who had been training. Shaquan was dominating the first 2 rounds with his natural talent and athleticism, but he grew tired in the 3rd round and dropped his hands, and then came the ton of bricks. 3 times this kid hit Shaquan in the face, and then Shaquan realized 3 things. First, he didn't like being hit in the face. Second, he didn't have the love for boxing that his dad and great-uncle had. And third, talent could only take him so far. He was a better boxer than the kid that day, but he was only doing it because his dad wanted him to. The other kid had been training hard and was more prepared for a 3-round fight than Shaquan was. This taught him the importance of training for what he really wanted to do, football. Shaquan's intense workout regimen has been a staple from high school through college to eventually the NFL, where he achieved a feat only one other NFL rookie had ever accomplished before. Even in high school, Shaquan knew he had to fully commit himself to football. Other sports would just get in the way. His sophomore year, he quit basketball to work on his 40 time. It was 4.7 that year. Then he got it to 4.4 his junior year and 4.3 his senior year. At Whitehall High School, from his sophomore year to his senior year, Shaquan rushed for a total of 3,646 yards and 63 touchdowns. And about half of both these numbers were in his senior year. Shaquan went to Penn State and got immediate playing time as a true freshman. Though he had 1 yard on 1 carry his first game, he had 115 yards and a touchdown the next game. He was awarded second-team All-Big Ten and was named BTN.com Freshman of the Year. His sophomore and junior years were incredible. 18 rushing touchdowns each season. 6 times he earned Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week in that span, as well as being Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year both years. He left Penn State with the record for most career rushing touchdowns and most total yards in a single game. But it was time for the NFL, where Shaquan would break new records. He was drafted second overall by the Giants.
The Giants is one dumb organization, bro. And if you a Giant fan, I know y'all looking like, damn, why we let this brother go? I'm going to tell you why. You're dumb. You're dumb, man. Oh, my God. Y'all missed out, bro. This nigga Shaquan left y'all because y'all ain't paying what he want. Fresh for 2000, his first season with the Eagles. On his way, he is in the Super Bowl, his first year with the Eagles. Remember, his first year with the Eagles. Bro, Shaquan a dog, bro. He's a dog, bro.
18, and immediately made an impact on the team.
And of 7, Beckham's 8th reception.
This new online fitness framework is going to replace the traditional way that people make.
Now Barkley up the middle, cuts to the outside. Shaquan Barkley across midfield, down the sideline, stayed in bounds, and Barkley takes it all the way. 68 yards.
That was the season opener. Barkley's first NFL touchdown. Not only was it 68 yards, but he showed just how elusive and powerful he could be. And though that had flash, it was his second game where he did something new. He caught the ball. He caught the ball again. Shaquan caught the ball 14 times in New York's game against Dallas, tying the record for most receptions in a game by a rookie and breaking the record for most receptions in a single game by any New York Giants player ever. Not even a single wide receiver on the Giants ever did that. And this rookie running back did so in his second game in the league. With talent this special, New York would hold on to this guy forever, right? Although Shaquan was one of the few positives for the Giants in recent years, New York still let him walk, and they did so in a highly televised fashion. The Giants had so many issues, he could never reach his full potential there anyways. Still, owner John Mara knew deep down he would regret letting him leave.
I have a tough time sleeping if Shaquan goes to Philadelphia, I'll tell you that.
Well, he is already becoming a Philly legend. It wouldn't even take him an entire season to statistically become the franchise's best back ever. Shaquan had some great years with New York, but their offensive line was always an issue. Everything he was doing was with a handicap. Twice he cleared 1,300 yards, including the 2022 season where he led the team to the playoffs. Shaquan was showing great skill, but he was even better than that. He was a silver bullet in a gun with a broken chamber. Finally, he arrived in Philadelphia with not just a competent offensive line, but a superb one. And Shaquan was off to the races. His first game in Philly, he had 109 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, not to mention this receiving touchdown.
Hurts, looking the other way. Lofts it. Barkley, end zone. Makes the grab. Touchdown.
Perhaps he had one crucial mistake in Philly, the drop that could have won the game against Atlanta in Week 2. But Barkley vowed to make up for that, so he dominated each and every other week. 147 rushing yards against New Orleans, 176 against his former Giants squad, 13 short of his career high. Once again, a move from New York to Pennsylvania served Barkley well. Shaquan's career high for a season was 1,312 rushing yards, but by his 11th game with Philly, he broke that record, rushing for 255 against the Rams, a new game high, and achieving 1,392 yards in the season, another new personal best. But in his 13th game with the Eagles, he really became a Philly legend. The most rushing yards a back ever had in Philly was 1,607 by LaShawn McCoy in 2013. And by the end of the game against Carolina, Shaquan had 1,623 rushing yards.
Most rushing yards in a single season for the Eagles. You've been re-energized here in Philly. How much does that mean to you?
I'll be lying to you if I said that wasn't pretty cool.
Shaquan had only played roughly 75% of the season at that point. It wasn't just that he broke the record, he broke it with 4 games left in the season. These rushing records don't get broken often, especially in a pass-heavy league. The last 3 team rushing records that were broken were by Jonathan Taylor breaking the Colts record on the second-to-last game of the season, Derrick Henry breaking the Titans record on the last game, and DeMarco Murray breaking the Cowboys record also on the last game. Saquon did it in the 5th to last game of the season, which means he has plenty of runway for another record. Saquon got his personal best, got a Philadelphia team best. Next, he is looking for a league best. The yards he's been racking up have been a major part of the Eagles' dominance this season. The offensive line has been great for years, so any back would do well behind them. But Saquon is not just any back. In 2022, Miles Sanders had 1,269 rushing yards and 11 rushing touchdowns with Philly. In 2023, DeAndre Swift had 1,049 rushing yards and 5 rushing touchdowns. Through just the first 13 games of the season, Saquon had 1,623 rushing yards and 11 rushing touchdowns.
Do people understand the greatness that we're seeing from Saquon Barkley right now?
It's one thing for the offensive line to afford a running back lanes to run through the defense, but it's a whole other thing to see what the running back does with those lanes. In those first 13 games, Saquon's longest run in each game was at least 10 yards. He's been so explosive in Philly, which is why it's looking like a real possibility that Saquon could break the all-time rushing yards record for a season, a record of 2,105 yards held by Eric Dickerson for 40 years. The last time a back came close was Adrian Peterson in 2012 with 2,097 yards, and he won MVP that year. That was also the last year a back won MVP. Could Saquon win it now as a running back? If he did, would it be the last time we see a non-quarterback win the award?
A legitimate case for Saquon Barkley to be the NFL's MVP.
Saquon Barkley is the league MVP right now.
Looking ahead past the 2024 season, what's really slowing Saquon down? He and the Eagles are a perfect fit. The silver bullet has finally been placed in a working gun. Saquon is still a few thousand yards away from making the top 25 of career rushing yards. But why couldn't he make it? He is still only 27 years old with no signs of slowing down. He's been unlocked in Philly with their stout offensive line and game plan. Saquon's got his sights set on a Super Bowl, on team greatness. With all that, he might soon cement himself in NFL history forever. Thanks for watching. If you liked our video, be sure to subscribe and check out our other videos on the screen.
Hey, man.
Been on the most, and not on the most. But I finally got my weight up, Leaving the counter, my nigga head down. I told him to stay up, Thoughts have been drowning, think on my mind, let's get my cake up.